Hello, everyone. Oh, wow. Look at that. We get a wild Chico. We almost never get a wild Chico.
Hello, everyone.
Hello to you, too. Oh, what a weekend we have ahead of us. Right?
Hello, hello. Everybody here okay?
Yep, perfectly.
Anshu, I sent you a message yesterday in Tyrin. Did you see it?
I have not seen it.
Would you
Uh,
take a look when you get a chance later?
yeah, I'll take care of it.
Okay. It's a nice message, don't worry. Good, 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 good. Let me see, last minute check. Oh, already time here. Okay. Are we all set?
Yes.
Okay. Well, happy May Day. Uh, it is also a beautiful spring day here. Uh, I assume it is where you are too. It's just a day to be outdoors. Sometimes we used to take these sittings outdoors, and I'm just thinking, can we do that again this year? You know, like in school, they used to have those days they take the whole class outside like that. We did that a few times. In any event, our topic later today will be the third mysterious talk. But don't worry if you haven't been here for one or two, because it's not a cycle. It's not a sequence. You can jump in anywhere. It's more a sequence of 10, but there's no first or second or third or anything like that. So you're just here. And oh, Marco's here, so we can get started. Very good. Good to see you, Marco. Come on in. All right. Koriki, I understand you are our Eno today.
Yes.
Very good. We have an ordination tomorrow. Seikan, if you're free, if you could be there. And that other guy. That'll be a happy and auspicious event for our Sangha. And by the way, it's a little secret. Beyond's Dharma transmission is coming up as soon as he gets with me and sets a date. I think that's in the next week or two. But don't tell him. Don't tell him. It's supposed to be a surprise. It's supposed to be a surprise over there. All right. If you've been here before and you don't know what to do, just follow along. Thanks for coming, Marco. It's not a party without you.
Baka hanya haramita shinyo Kanji zaibo satsu gyojin hanya haramita jisho kengo onkaiku doi saiku yaku sharishi Shiki fu iku kufu shiki shiki soku ze kuku soku ze shiki juzo shiro shiki yakubu nyo ze sharishi ze shohoku so fu shofu metsu fuku fujo Fuzo fu genze kokuchu Mushiki muju sobyo shiki mugen nibi Ze shin mu shiki shokobi Soku ho mugen kai nishimo Ishiki kai mu myo Yakubu mu myo jennai shi mu roshi Yakubu roshi jinmu kushu Metsudo muji Yakubu toku imu shotoko bo ki ge ko mu ku fu onri sai tendo muso kugyo ne hanzan ze shobutsu e hanya haramita kotoku wa darasan makusan bodai kochi hanya haramita zeidai jinshu zeidai myoshu zebu joshu zebu doroshu nojo isaiku jinsitsu fuko kosetsu hanya haramita shusoku setsu shuwatsu gate gyate ara gyate araso gyate boji swaka hanya shinyo. The identity of relative and absolute. The mind of the great sage of India is intimately conveyed west and east, while human faculties are both wise or dull. In the way there are no northern or southern ancestors. The subtle short source shines clear in the light. The branching streams flow in the dark. To be attached to things is primordial illusion. To encounter the absolute is not yet enlightenment. All spheres, every sense and field, intermingle even as they shine alone, interacting even as they merge, yet keeping their places in expressions of their own. Sights differ primarily in shape and character, and sounds in harsh or soothing tones. The dark makes all words one. The brightness distinguishes good and bad phrases. The four elements return to their true nature as a child turns to its mother. Fire is hot, water is wet, wind moves and the earth is dense. Eye and form, ear and sound, nose and smell, tongue and taste, the sweet and sour, each independent of the other, like leaves that come from the same root. And though leaves and root must go back to the source, both root and leaves have their own uses. Light is also darkness, but do not think of it as darkness. Darkness is light, do not see it as light. Light and darkness are not one, not two, like the foot before and the foot behind in walking. Each thing has its own being, which is not different from its place and function. The relative fits the absolute as a box and its lid. The absolute meets the relative like two arrow points that touch in midair. Hearing this, simply perceive what is, make no criterion. If you do not see the way, you do not see it even as you walk upon it. Walking forward in the way, you draw no nearer, progress no farther. One who fails to see this truth is mountains and rivers away. Listen, those who would perceive this subtle matter. Live well your time by night and day. Buddha nature pervades the whole universe, reality existing right here now. In reciting the heart of the perfection of Great Wisdom Sutra and the identity of relative and absolute, we dedicate our sincere efforts to Shakyamuni Buddha, Honored One, the historical Buddha and teacher, and to those ancestral teachers, Eihei Dogen, Honored One, Soji Keizan, Honored One, all successive honored ones up until Zuigaku Rempo honored one, and Gudo Wafu honored one, and to all other honored ones throughout history, same yet diverse honored ones, whose names have been forgotten or left unsaid. We also dedicate these efforts to the three treasures, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and to all awakened ones and teachers in all places and times. We especially seek tranquility and well-being for all creatures now suffering or ill in health. May they be serene through all their ills. May their lives be at peace and wisdom pervade the darkness of ignorance. We dedicate our hopes and aspirations to all victims of war and violence and natural events, to the injured and to all families touched by these tragedies, to the healing of hatred in all countries and among all peoples, to the wisdom and compassion of our world leaders, to the peace of the world and harmony of all beings. Thus let the harmful effects of words, thoughts, and actions be dispelled, and compassion bloom in perpetual spring. May we all realize and live the enlightened way together. All Buddhas throughout space and time. All Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas, Prajna, Paramita.
Zazen? Kinhin. Zazen? Kinhin. we will have a talk. As I always say, during the talk, you can sit zazen, you can have some tea. I would prefer you did anything except checking social media or taking a nap. All right, but anything otherwise. Have a seat, have a seat. Make yourself comfortable. Let me get up here without breaking my neck. It's a really small space. Okay. Huh? Nope, not yet. We have 5 years. Huh? I'll take a little tea. Yeah, I'm a double dipper. I get tea and coffee. James, good to see you. It's been a while. All right, Koriki, may we have the verse to open the sutras?
Yes.
The Dharma, incomparably profound and infinitely subtle, is always encountered but rarely perceived. Now we see, hear, receive, and maintain this. May we all realize the Tathagata's true meaning. The Dharma, incomparably profound and infinitely subtle, is always encountered but rarely perceived. Now we see, hear, receive, and maintain this. May we all realize the Tathagata's true meaning. The Dharma, incomparably profound and infinitely subtle, is always encountered but rarely perceived. Now we see, hear, receive, and maintain this. May we all realize the Tathagata's true meaning.
Well, lovely. Good to see you all. It is the Golden Week season here in Japan, which is the big one of the big vacation seasons. So many of Japanese have gone all over. Some are going overseas. Some have gone back to their hometowns. Marco and I apparently have no place to go, so we're here. But that is part of our theme today. There is no place to go. Maybe we say it's all right here or always coming to you. This is the third of the 10 mysterious talks by Master Tong-an Changcha, or in Japanese, Doan Josatsu. I mentioned briefly that even though this is the third of the 10, they're not really a sequence. Most of the people, the commentators on this, say that they all stand alone. And especially this one. This one, boy, you're really going to get bang for your buck, as we say in America, or your money's worth today, because it's truly priceless. And it contains a lot in these few lines. It's going to, get this, tell you who you are. And I don't mean in a small sense, like check your driver's license. I mean who you are in the grand scheme of things. It's going to tell you how to live. It will tell you about how to practice. And for that reason, that's all one thing, by the way. It all connects together. But for that reason, the title is The Unfathomable or Mysterious Function. These are the 10 talks of unfathomable depths. It's the same Chinese character, unfathomable, which means the mystery of mysteries, the bottomless, the truly boundless function. And it's the same function that Master Dogen wrote about in his Shobogenzo, the great function or the great works, how the whole thing comes together, how the whole thing is working and functioning, how you are that functioning, that working of the whole thing. That's boundless, that's unfathomable. So let's dive right into it, and maybe you'll see what I mean. First off, it offers some cautions about how we can be looking for love in all the wrong places, as the song goes. We could be looking for enlightenment in all the wrong places and missing what's, how to say, not only right in front of our nose, but that is the tip of our nose. The first line says, "You cannot rely on looking far ahead to the end of the universe." Then it says, "And why would you tie yourself down to tainted worldliness?" Essentially, the miraculous body is not bound anywhere. It is already throughout the whole body. So what other traces could there be? Let's take that a little bit, step by step. You cannot rely on looking far ahead to the end of the universe. Many of us, are looking for the answer over there, beyond those hills. The grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. Somewhere, the Buddha, the heaven, whatever you're looking for, is out there. And someday, if we keep practicing, we will get over there where the answers are. They're not right here. They're in the future, far ahead, in the end of the universe. Well, to cut to the chase, Master Tong'an Changcha, like all the Zen masters, will tell you it's not over there, it's right here, and you're it. Maybe better said, it's there, it's here, it's everywhere, but it's most intimately, for you, right where you sit and stand. It's far ahead in the future, and it was long ago in the past, but for you in this moment, it's most profound in this moment. And what we're going to see is how you live, how you practice, brings this fact to life. Because you truly are the life of the party, the life of the whole universe. Little plug for my book. I somehow wrote a book and got it done that I've been working on for 30 years. And I'm actually happy with it. And actually, miraculously, it's going to be published by a big deal foundation, the Essentia Foundation, that publishes people like, truly great people like some Nobel Prize winners, Roger Penrose, and Donald Hoffman, if you know who that is, and if you're into brains, Christopher Koch, the great brain scientist, and they publish there. And somehow in this list of authors, I'm going to be in there. They liked my book, and it's called "The Whole Universe Led to You," and it tells the tale. Seikan's read this more than a few times because he was my editor. Thank you, Seikan. But Seikan knows the whole story of how the whole universe led to Seikan. It goes through the history of the physics and chemistry and biology, and then world history, and your family history, and your genetic history. And somehow, this, shall we say, dice roll after dice roll after dice roll, always came up with your winning numbers. And how do we know that? Because you're sitting here. That's the whole theme of the book. It just tells that story. And it's an obvious fact that we often miss that yes, somehow every step and second and twist and turn of the universe somehow led to our sitting here. And the book makes the point that there's something profound in that fact. But anyway, you got to buy the book. I'm not going to give it away. Sorry. I'm not going to. No spoilers here. But cutting to the chase, you are the universe. That sounds like a cliche. You know, when I first got into Zen, I thought, what's Zen about? Is to be one with the universe, to be one with everything, right? Yeah. You know the old joke of the hot dog master, give me one with everything, make me one with everything, you know that joke. Oh, yeah. And then I'm practicing Zen for 20 years, and I realized, oh yeah, that's actually a large part of what this is about. Not to make you one with everything, but to realize that, in a sense, you are everything doing its thing. Write that down, Beyond. That's we're going to cover. That's a bumper sticker right there. You are everything doing its thing, okay? And your doing is the thing's doing. Because as we're going to see here, the universe can't sneeze without your nose. The universe can't clap without your hands. I mean, maybe someone else's hands, but the universe can't tensei without tensei, because she's the unique tensei. The universe can't Chico without Chico, because he's the unique Chico. I mean, there may be another one, you know, in some far off galaxy, like another Chico, but this Chico, in this spot, the whole universe can't do its thing without this Chico right here. It can't do it here, okay? Something like that. But anyway, and we look for something distant. We look for some distant answer, and we have to realize it's right here. But then we have to go to the second line, because it's also a caution. But why would you tie yourself down to tainted worldliness? Okay, so then if we get too lost in this ordinary world of things, of me and you and jobs to do and problems in the world and wars in Iran and in Ukraine and all the suffering in this world, if we get too lost in just making money and just being powerful and, you know, live hard and live for today and, you know, that attitude. Now, yeah, live for today for a Zen folk has a certain meaning. Yes, we all live for today, but do it well. Don't live for today like the more I get, the better I got. I got to get more points on the scoreboard. If you get lost in that realm, you're mistaken too. But yet, you see, in Zen, you got to get this. This is one of the things. I'm going to give you one of the tips to Zen that will save you 20 years of work. Okay? Write this down. This is going to save you 20 years of practice to realize this thing that I'm just going to tell you. Okay? A large part of Zen, if you haven't guessed by now, is seeing things in two or more ways that seem contradictory, but all we're doing it is seeing these things the two ways or more ways at once. Okay? So, for example, don't get lost in the worldliness, but yet it's right in the worldliness too, when you can see it. The wholeness that is, shall we say, the universe and the worldliness is this great one thing too. And it's what the ancient Buddhas talked about, and it's what the teachers today talk about, and it's what you need to come to know in your own practice too. Now, a caution about this. Part of our practice, whether it's thinking about the universe or thinking about just what's in our life here, is about dropping labels and separation, even in the labels and separation. So when I say you're the whole universe, you mean I'm the galaxies and the stars, and I'm the planets? And when you say I'm the world, you mean I'm the car in the driveway, and I'm the flower in the garden, and I'm the dog food in the refrigerator? I'm all these things? And of course the answer is Yes, but we also are the whole works. This is the unfathomable functioning. When you drop all the labels, when you drop all the separation, and it's all just coming together, that's what you are. It's a little bit like, we have a biologist here, it's a little bit like you woke up and you realize you're a flower in the garden. Let's say one little petunia. All right, you say, how did I end up in this garden? And oh my gosh, the petunias they're not perennials. They only last one season, 10 say, you don't even know. Look it up on the computer later. No, that's okay. But let's say you only have one season, right? And you go, oh my gosh, how did I end up in this garden? And I have one season, and over there is a bush, and over there is an apple tree, and I'm not them, right? This is our view of who we are in the world. And our practice is to realize, oh, little petunia, you are the garden. You are the growing. You are the seasons, the timeless seasons. You are the apple tree. You are the grass. You are the bush. You're even the worms and the little ants. You are. Tensei, write this down. We got to write this biology book. When we completely refrain biology as the great wholeness. Okay, you're not only that. There is really no apple tree over there, and there is no bush over here. There is no petunia. It's all the one great growing, aka also known as the unfathomable function. The whole thing. So there are no stars. And well, yes, there are. I told you in Zen, we have to look at things in all ways. There are no stars. There are no galaxies. There is no dog food in the fridge. Well, of course there is. But yet it's the whole great functioning. The galaxies, the dog food, the petunia, the bush, Bion and Chico. All of it. The one great turning, functioning. I told our karate guy in the back that this is you too. When you throw a punch, it's the whole universe punching. The universe cannot throw a punch without you. Maybe there's another guy who can throw a punch. He's you too. Okay? Now, of course, you are you. So you throw your punch. Only the universe can throw your punch because you're you. Right? But even your opponent and the whole, shall we say, dojo and the whole universe is one great match. Okay, like that. All right? So don't get lost looking in the universe, though you are the universe. Don't get lost looking in the world, though you are the world. Because the third line, essentially the miraculous body, this unfathomable function, the great thing. Let me see what they said, the miraculous body here for the third. Let me look at the kanji. Okay, yeah, it's this wondrous whole, the whole body, this miraculous body is not bound anywhere, yet is everything, and is your thing, and is you. But don't let it go to the head. This is what I always caution. You say, oh, you mean I am the universe. The universe is me. Yes. But you are just dog food in the refrigerator. Got it? This is why don't let it go to your head. This is the difference, solipsism. I am God. All the universe is me. And we say, yes, in that sense, I guess you are God. All the universe is you. But you are just a worm in the garden. Don't forget that. Okay? But the worm in the garden is the whole universe. So there you go. All right. Anyway, it is already throughout the whole body. So what other traces could there be? And when it says the whole body, your body, again, you think your body, oh, here's my hand. That's my body. You agree? Okay? Here's my nose. That's your body. You agree? Yeah, I hope you do. And you might do without it, you know. If you lost your hand, and it could happen in an accident. I was working with a table saw kind of thing yesterday. Could have happened. All right. Then without my hand, you'd say I'm still me, and my hand is over there now. Well, it gets a little complicated, but still we say that's my hand. Fine. And so is the dog food in the refrigerator, and so is the worm in the garden, and so is the galaxy in the sun. It is all your body engaged in the great functioning. Part of our Zen practice is just to realize that we don't stop at the end of the skin or the fingertips, but whatever you see, your opponent in the match, the whole universe, the whole dojo, it's all the great dojo, and it is all you engaged in the great functioning. Little footnote. Was this part of Buddhism, this thought, since the very beginning? And I would say yes. Let me just explain. And what makes our way of looking a little different from some Eastern things. This is a footnote. The Buddha originally came from other Indian traditions like Jainism and Brahmanism at the time, and the whole view was that you have your little self. This is still the view in Indian religions, Eastern religions, and then you have the cosmic whole, which some people might call God or love or Brahma. Okay, did the Buddha reject that? I think it's a mistake to say that the Buddha rejected that. I think the Buddha just had his own approach. The Jains, for example, were going to extremes of beating themselves, literally starving themselves, standing on one foot, keeping their arm in the air for 20 years in order to be free of the body. The Buddha said, don't punish yourself like that. There are others, and he had practiced this for a time, who tried to get lost in the cosmic realization of the wholeness, the Brahma, and rejecting this world. Again, the Buddha preached the middle way. One should, realize that there is not just the self, but don't fully reject the self. When it came to Master Dogen and some of the other Zen masters, they truly saw the wholeness and sacredness of this world, and they may have emphasized it more than early Buddhism. But the Buddha, Dogen was all about realizing it in this life, in this world, in your every action, is the whole functioning. It may not be, by the way, always the functioning you like. For example, we have people here with sick family members, and their functioning this week is to take care of those sick loved ones. We have people here whose own bodies are not working up to snuff. We have people here who have other twists and turns in life. It may not always be the dance you like, but you got to dance the dance you're handed. And you are this whole dance like that. Okay? So the miraculous body, including your body, even if it's not up to snuff all the time, is the unfathomable function. It is already throughout the whole body. So what other traces can there be? In other words, nothing's left over. Nothing's left over. Now, a single efficacious, this is efficacious, I'm stumbling on this word, effective. A single effective word transcends the multitudes. By the way, we had this, Koriki, I noticed in your chant, what was it? This is an American thing. You are like an incomparable guy, and I'm an incomparable guy. Okay? When you chant, incomparable? No, incomparable. Incomparable. Okay? So there are different ways to pronounce these things. But a single efficacious word transcends the multitudes. You'd think that you have to be silent to capture this, and it's true. We drop the labels, we drop the thoughts, and we get the wholeness beyond all division. But one good word, one good shout, one good poem, Master Dogen would say even whole pages and pages, if they were well chosen, can capture this, yet transcends the multitudes. One word, ah, oh, om, mu. We feel that holds the entire Webster's dictionary. Okay? It is far beyond the three vehicles and does not require cultivation. I mentioned the early Buddha. I mentioned that Dogen. Buddhism, I mentioned Jainism, I mentioned Brahmanism. I would even mention, for example, Christianity, or maybe just pure science, rationalism. The Essentia Foundation is publishing my book. They speak of, they're into the philosophy of idealism, which is very close to many Eastern traditions. That's how come I snuck in there. There are many ways to approach and phrase this. Sometimes you don't need to, in your karate, I bet you realize this with your body sometimes. Everything I'm talking about, the wholeness, the dropping of division between the floor and the ceiling and your enemy and yourself. Yes. The punch is you, you are the punch, your hand is not, is the whole universe punching. I bet you feel this in your practice sometimes. He's going back there, yes sir, hallelujah. Yeah, he got right? Yeah, he was, if you couldn't hear him back there. He said, yeah. Okay. So there are many approaches to this. For example, I'm not into Tibetan Buddhism, but I get, as an outsider, I get how they are going for exactly what I'm telling you today, exactly the same teachings, more or less, with their own symbolism and ceremonies and sounds and perspectives on it. As did the Jains, who I mentioned. They're trying to do this by punishing the body maybe a little more than we Buddhists would. We're not running. Some of the Jains run around naked. They throw themselves in insects and let all the insects bite them. If you see pictures in India of folks like keeping their leg behind their head and keeping it there for 10 years, they're really trying to transcend the body. But it's the same thing. They're trying to realize the same thing. Even some Christians, when they speak of, they feel the Holy Ghost, whatever it is. Even some scientists who, when they say the music, I feel the music of the equations. I'm telling you, it's all kind of the same taste. That's that one sound, that one word. We call it the one taste. It's all the same taste, okay? So you have the three vehicles. What are the three vehicles? Traditionally, it might be, there's a couple of ways to express it. One is people who are too much into, they were just too much into this intellectually, book Buddhists, armchair Buddhists, we call them. That's one way. Another kind is Buddhists who are too much into it for themselves. They're not taking the Bodhisattva vow or preaching to anyone. So these were called sometimes the Hinayana, which is sometimes the small vehicle, which usually in modern terms we say people who are into it too much intellectually or too much into it for themselves. But even if you're the Bodhisattva, that's just who's dedicated to all beings. That's also just one vehicle. You're really no better than the Christian. You're no better than the Jain or any of them. You just got your own path. The Tibetan is the Vajrayana, and they're into esoteric Buddhism, a lot more colorful than we are, a lot of wild stuff. I mean, we got some statues here and some bells to ring. They got statues, baby. Oh boy, they got wild you know, artwork and chants and things they do. Then you had the early Buddhism, who in India, which is sometimes how to say, so the stripped down version, the Model T. That right now we're in the Prius, but the original Model T was the Buddhist Buddhism in India. But same idea, baby. You got an engine, you got a drive shaft, you got brakes, you got lights, you got four wheels. There you go. You got seats. Okay, we added things like airbag, seat belts, a stereo. Okay, we've come a little way, but it's the same vehicle. Get it? The vehicle, right? The early vehicle, the late vehicle. So that was the small vehicle. And I'm driving a Cadillac, baby. So I got the big vehicle, the great vehicle, like that. But anyway, it all gets you the same place. All gets you the same place, right? All right. So it is beyond the three vehicles. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be a Zen guy. You don't have to listen to what I say to get this right. Well, you actually, no, you have to listen to what I say to get this right. But what I'm telling you to get this right is that there are many, many flavors of this. Okay? And it does not require cultivation. This is also what I said, the Buddhists, you got to learn to see these things two ways. There's nothing to practice. There's nothing to cultivate because it is here, there, everywhere, and your every mistake in life. If you're an alcoholic and you hit the bottle, it was there. If you are an angry guy and you fly off the handle and I punch Shinkon in the nose, it's there. Okay? If I, if I go gambling or, whatever I do, all the bad stuff, it's there. I put up the other day, you saw me, if I put up Netanyahu and the Ayatollah and Trump on the altar because I wanted to tell everybody it's there. It's in the hard parts. It was not only Menmoku, it was not only in the refugee camps where you worked, it was the rightists and the other folks who came and burned down the camp. It was in the very flames of the camp. It's everywhere. It does not have to be cultivated. Except it does. Because that's not the only way you have to realize this. You really have to see and practice, and we sit Zazen and we do these other things to realize that it's here, there, and everywhere and doesn't have to be cultivated. We realize it is in the ugliness. It is the ugliness. The garden, for example, has my flowers and it has my weeds, and if I don't take care of it, it's going to get ugly and it's not going to thrive. So I have to tend it. I have to take care of it. And we too, even though it is the beauty and the ugliness, we have to practice to, cultivate the beautiful and avoid the ugly. Like that. Okay? Shake off your hands and get away from the sages of all ages. I looked at a couple of commentators on this, and they basically said, you get on with it yourself. Okay? You can listen to all the great teachers. You can listen to the so-so teachers like me. You can listen to the ancients. You can listen to the Buddhas, but eventually you got to get on with it yourself. All right? And then finally, this wonderful reference that brings it all together. Then your path of return will resemble an ox in the midst of fire. Now, we got to take a couple of minutes with that. I told you that there are many flavors of Buddhism. One of the great things I think that Buddhist teachers of the past had as an advantage is you couldn't double check them as easily as you could today. For example, I had my monastery and I had my students, and I would give a talk, and I would tell you what the ox means or the fire means, or I would, maybe if I wasn't, I might say it in a way that nobody understood what I was talking about. But what you couldn't do is go on the internet and check what the other people say the ox and the fire means. Well, before I gave this talk, I said, well, let me go do my research and see what do most of the Zen masters, and the scholars, how do they interpret the ox and the fire? Because it can have a couple of different meanings. Here's what you couldn't do in the past. I found out if you ask 5 guys, well, you don't get 5 different meanings, but you basically get like 2 different ways of seeing this that seem completely opposite. The symbolism of the ox and the fire seem to have 2 completely opposite meanings, which when I really sat with it for a while, I realized they're not opposite, but I'll cut in the chase for you. What does the ox represent? According to some people, the ox is enlightenment. End of story. Okay. But according to other people, the ox represents our animal nature that needs to be tamed, our wildness. You've probably seen the 10 ox herding pictures. And in those pictures, there's a boy, he's the herder of the ox, and he gradually, brings the ox and tames the ox and becomes one with the ox until the ox vanishes to the eye, and the boy, now a sage, enters the marketplace of the world. So the ox represents our need to tame and practice that ugly nature and to realize the truth. Okay? So it represents enlightenment, but it also represents our bestial nature that needs to be tamed. So what do the fires represent? Some people say the fire is the wisdom that burns away ignorance. Okay, so the ugliness, the wildness of the beast is burned away by the fires of enlightenment. It is the light. It is the energy that burns away ignorance. Okay, but then the other one said, no. The fire represents the world is burning. Like that great bodhisattva. Beyond hates when I sing. I can't do this. Okay. Billy Joel Bodhisattva. We didn't start the fire. It is always. Okay. So the fires represent the burning world. So the ox of enlightenment is amidst the burning world and is fine. The burning world and the ox of enlightenment is fine. But then you have the other take. No, the ox is the horrible animal violence and greed in us, and the fires of enlightenment are burning that away in the ox. Which is true? I think Master Dogen would say both, and let me explain how. We constantly practice. The world is constantly burning. Our practice is to the degree we can, be free of the greed and anger and ignorance. But yet, the very burning of the world, as I tried to tell you, is the light. The very life of the ox is living. It's not 2 things. And that is what this unfathomable function is. Your living, your practice, even though there is nothing to attain, you're trying to avoid the greed, the addictions, the violence, the pettiness, the divisive thinking, the prejudices, the hate. You're trying to avoid that, even though there's nothing to attain. Is the fire of light burning it all away, and is the ox of enlightenment. You bring this to life. The universe is you, but if you act with addictions and greed, it is an addicted, greedy, violent universe. And if you act with peace and wholeness and love, it's a more loving, peaceful universe. It's all up to you, how you tend the garden, Petunia. Okay, I think that's enough for today. Tend your garden well. Be a good ox. Do we have any questions, any comments? Requests for refunds? Anything at all? On show, yes. You'd like your money back.
Yes, please, in full. Um, when this was originally written, I was wondering how, like, predominant, how in circulation the Lotus Sutra was at the time. Because the ox immediately brings me to the burning house parable, where the ox is representative of the Bodhisattva path, and I see the, fire as consumption, greed, hate, desire. I'm curious if the Lotus Sutra had an influence on it, I guess.
Well, we have our Lotus Sutra expert here. Beyond Lotus Sutra was what, third century AD, something like that?
Nah, that was earlier. It was maybe finished around the second century.
Oh, okay. I was off by a century. Picky,
Yeah.
picky, picky, picky. Okay. And this is the 10th century, and the Lotus Sutra was already a big hit. So I would say, yes, then in one way or another, there was an influence. Now, the things about the ox and the fire, that's many places in Chinese and Buddhist symbolism. But, I'm sure that Doan Josatsu was very familiar with the Lotus Sutra. Yes. Anyone else? Anything else? Yes, B.
I'm gonna pick on the same one. I liked it. The ox in the midst of fire, which is the way he ends the whole thing. When he says your path of return, when you do all of these things and you shake your hands, let go of things, right? And let go of the sages of the past. And he says in that moment your path of return is like an ox in the midst of fire. In that moment you are enlightenment in the midst of the burning samsara. You know how to walk awakened in the midst of that thing that hasn't extinguished, right? Because nirvana, for example, it's the whole meaning of it is the extinguishing of the fire of delusion and all of that. So coming back, you are like enlightenment and fire all at the same time. I really like that. It's probably not the explanation of it, but I'm digging it, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with
Good,
it.
good, good. The 10 ox herding pictures, I mean, if those can be talks, and they are talks all on their own, but one of the big, interesting, beautiful perspectives of Soto is some people think the Rinzai folk, that you get on the ox and you tame the ox and you practice, and at the end you get to enlightenment. And we say, no, the whole thing is enlightenment. You're constantly kind of, how to say, bouncing back and forth. Uh, and when you realize the enlightenment, you are there. When it's in the marketplace, it's there. When you let the passions take you over, then you're back to number three. But it's no arriving at the end of a process. When you get there, it is right now and right now and right now. Every inch you are riding the ox right now. You are the ox right now. And how you practice right now realizes enlightenment like that. Okay. Note to self, future talk on 10 ox herding pictures. You got to do this. Anyone else? Anything else? Yes, James.
Hi, thanks for your talk. It's good to see everyone. With Jainism, I would think that I practiced Hinduism and lived in an ashram, and our teaching was that teacher said the entire universe is consciousness.
The entire universe is?
It's consciousness.
Yeah.
So but Jainism, I met them. Their main thing is they just don't do harm anything. They don't breathe, they wear masks so they don't breathe anything, they don't step on insects. It's kind of weird. But,
No, well, it's only weird because you don't do that. But
I've seen them. I've been to India. Seen it, and then there's just they practice meditation, but they have their own thing. But I think you're kind of like the Buddha. For I understand, he mastered all of them, all the Vedanta, all the different paths. He tried them all, and that's what I.
The Jains are also trying to get their soul to merge with the cosmic whole.
Yeah. So, but I think that's the thing that I get is that also just that the thing is just it's easy to say that the universe is consciousness, but what does that?
This is in my book, and the Essentia Foundation. This is three plugs in there, and this is what I say. Well, one section of the book, okay. If you look at Buddhism,
Yeah.
The Buddha, if you look at the whole system, for example, of karma or what Master Dogen is talking about, there is some kind of, how to say, intelligence or system or dance or process to the universe. You could call it consciousness. And as I say at one point in my book, what hubris? Hubris means, egotistical pride. What hubris we humans have? We think that, we can think and we can solve problems and we can plan, but the universe couldn't. The universe, by the way, that somehow made us, but the universe can't how to think and plan and be conscious. Only we can. Now, I don't think that the consciousness of the universe is the same as our little consciousness in the stupid box anywhere any more than an ant's consciousness or a puppy dog's consciousness is the same as ours exactly. But it's a little bit like saying, birds could fly, but the universe couldn't figure out how to fly with, in a sense without the bird. But we think that we can do these things. We can plan and we can choose and we can even dream. But the universe, before we showed up, couldn't do it like that. And I think no respect to modern science. I think that perhaps it's not so simple as that. But we are way off base there and running out of time. And I will leave it. I will leave it at that. Okay. All right. Shall we close out the sutras? Incomparably. Okay. Incomparable. Okay, go ahead.
That was the one before, though.
That was the one before, yes.
May the merits of these teachings penetrate into each thing in all places, so that we and every sentient being together may realize the Buddha's way. All Buddhas throughout space and time, all Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas, Maha, Prajna, Paramita.
Okay, thank you all. And this is put Seikan on the spot now. Seikan is your monthly assignment is to just come up with a little thing that we can all do without killing ourselves. Most of us are. By the way, for example, I tried to do the 3 vows today. I got brave. I said, okay, I'm feeling good this morning. I'm going to do the 3 vows. I opened my zagu and I put it down. And when I put the zagu on the floor, on the ground, I realized I was not going to make it. This body is not doing what it was doing 5 years ago. Shinkon, you know about this? Okay. So, Seikan, do something easy that's not going to break us.
No hokey pokey, right? Mindful of those in robes that aren't going to be bending and flopping over. I'm going to say let's just stretch up, axial extensions. Just really reach tall, maybe palms to the ceiling. Really tall, really feel that back stretch out. And just let it down. Maybe a couple of gentle twists one way or the other. Nothing crazy.
Oh, I got Charlie horse.
Oh.
Okay.
And then just breathe.
Okay. Okay, guys, take a moment and we're going to sit. More sitting?
It's planned to finish around 11, right?
11, yeah.
Okay, for me it's okay.
Okay.
Just to add to this armchair Buddhism,
Yeah.
there is also view that Buddha was a reforming figure in Jainism, that he actually had much more connection to Jainism then it's usually taught. Professor Cambridge, he will think it like that, and some other European Indologists also have this view that Buddha was actually Zionist reformator. It's very interesting view.
No. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. They're. We don't want to admit it, but they're very close.
Yeah.
And a lot of his talks were, he was kind of reacting to it, but he's from the same tradition.
Yeah.
If he wasn't a James, they were like coming from the same tradition. It's like karate, taekwondo. My daughter keeps saying, I'm sorry, we're doing armchair Buddhism here. We're talking about Buddhism. You guys said, my daughter keeps saying, oh, we gotta go to karate. I don't do karate, I do taekwondo. Okay. Let us let us recite the metta verses. If you know them, please recite along, or you can listen and let them pass through your heart. Today, let us recite for all sentient beings of various paths and religions and philosophies. We can begin with ourselves, Zen Buddhists. May we be free of suffering. May we feel safe and still. May we be free of enmity. May we be loving, grateful, and kind. Enmity means hate, by the way, anger. May we be healthy and at ease in all our ills. May we be at peace, embracing all conditions of life. Next, let's chant for other Buddhists of all kinds, Mahayana Buddhists, Theravada Buddhists, Vajrayana, esoteric Tibetan Buddhists, all Buddhists, Pure Land Buddhists. May they be free of suffering. May they feel safe and still. May they be free of enmity. May they be loving, grateful, and kind. May they be healthy and at ease in all their ills. May they be at peace, embracing all conditions of life. Next, we can chant for Jains and Hindus. I don't have a particular chant today for Taoists and Shinto or any other belief, but you can toss them in too. But Jains and Hindu. May they be free of suffering. May they feel safe and still. May they be free of enmity. May they be loving, grateful, and kind. May they be healthy and at ease in all their ills. May they be at peace, embracing all conditions of life. We could go on and on, so many different religions and philosophies, but let's do Jews and Muslims. Let's do them together. May they be free of suffering. May they feel safe and still. May they be free of enmity. May they be loving, grateful, and kind. May they be healthy and at ease in all their ills. May they be at peace, embracing all conditions of life. Okay? Now, let's do Christians of all kinds. I'd like to make a special note of so-called Christian nationalists, though. One small corner of Christianity. Those are the Jesus is going to come and kick your butt folks. Okay? I'm going to put a little extra oomph in that. May they be free of suffering. May they feel safe and still. May they be free of enmity. May they be loving, grateful, and kind. May they be healthy and when they're not, at ease in all their ills. May they be at peace, embracing all conditions of life. Next, one more for folks who are not religious at all. Avowed, hardcore atheists, agnostics, anyone. Just the doubtful, whatever. All those folks. May they be free of suffering. May they feel safe and still. May they be free of enmity. May they be loving, grateful, and kind. May they be healthy, and because we all get sick, at ease in all their ills. May they be at peace, embracing all conditions of life. Finally, let's chant for all sentient beings everywhere, and I include the jelly creatures of Alpha Centauri, and whatever their religion is, we can't even get our heads around it. May we be free of suffering. May we feel safe and still. May we be free of enmity. May we be loving, grateful, and kind. May we be healthy and at ease in all our ills. May we be at peace, embracing all conditions of life. Let's sit a few more minutes. We will now recite the verse of atonement and the 4 vows.
harmful acts, words, and thoughts ever committed by me since of old, on account of beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and mind, now I atone for them all. To save all sentient beings, though beings numberless, to transform all delusions, though delusions inexhaustible, to perceive reality, though reality is boundless, to attain the enlightened way, a way non-attainable, to save all sentient beings, though beings numberless, to transform all delusions, though delusions inexhaustible, to perceive reality, though reality is boundless, to attain the enlightened way, a way non-attainable, to save all sentient beings, though beings numberless, to transform all delusions, though delusions inexhaustible, to perceive reality, though reality is boundless, to attain the enlightened way, a way non-attainable.
All right, everyone. Good, good, good. Well, everyone, ride your ox well this week. Okay, good ox riding. That's your homework. We'll be around the Sangha. Hope to see you all then, and the rest of you, love you all. See you guys later. Okay. Try to make, if you can stop in and watch the ordination tomorrow, we'll be netcasting that. So I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. Thank you, Marco. You're not going anywhere Golden Week? Thanks,